And if I let it get too far to any side, it breaks. And if it breaks, we go out of business. I have always, and to this moment, respect when people do not like what I do. The lack of empathy and compassion is why the whole world sucks. The reason CEOs are not themselves is they're scared to get fired. Business is not education system. Business is not the political system. Business is, if you over coddle and you over entitle, you go out of business and everyone gets fired.
What's the way out?
Only thing I believe more than the sun will come up tomorrow is that winners fucking win.
How do you put on the persona though? Isn't it hard to kind of like...
No, because it's not a persona.
Who are you when no one sees you?
A really nice boy. Most of the world thinks I'm an influencer.
That's
and
how
a motivational speaker.
Yeah. So do you ever get sick of that if someone sees you on the street or they start talking to you?
I'm flattered. Like, I'm humbled by people getting value out of the words I speak.
I know one day I'm gonna be somebody.
Please look at my face. You're somebody now. Do you understand? When you figure out who you are and do all that, you win.
Like working with your family, working with your father, it's a really cool story. Tell us a little bit more about like scaling the wine business through digital media. You were one of the OGs on YouTube, but with the YouTube series. I mean, it must have been one of like the very first episodic series on YouTube, if not the first, yeah.
When I tell you I personally knew every person that was doing videos on YouTube, that's how crazy 2006 YouTube was.
Yeah.
It was that small and we all knew each other.
What's the next?
Like literally getting goosebumps.
Yeah,
It was such an iconic period. The greatest thing I ever did, which was the most selfless thing I ever did, which in hindsight, I'm just fascinated about where my mindset was as a 22-year-old. The greatest thing I ever did in my career was dedicate 12 years of 100 hours a week to my father and mother and build a business for them.
How was it working with your family and still working with your family today?
With my father, it was wildly complicated and incredibly fruitful and fuck man, it's so cliche, and I think I've been an old soul my whole life. I think I knew at 22 that at 49, I would sit here and know it was the best decision. But I took my dad's business from 3.8 million a year to $65 million a year, never made six figures, and left at 34 to start this company and had to work out of someone else's conference room because I literally had no money. So it's funny when people are like, oh, well, your dad, I'm just like, motherfucker, I built my dad's business for him and got massively underpaid along the way. I had no social life in my entire 20s. I worked every single Friday to 11 p.m. and Saturday to 11 p.m. in a retail store of my entire 20s. Like, it was immigrant shit. Like, I'm first gen. My parents weren't born in the old country and I was born here. I was born in Belarus. I lived in a studio apartment the size of that conference room with multiple family members. I had to buy all my own shit for me because my family didn't buy shit like that.
Does this give you a different perspective on entrepreneurialism and how the US is with business? And
of course. We all do. This is why I don't judge anyone. If I was born with my chemicals into a highly successful family, that would have fucked with me. Because it would have been always like, no matter what I do, I know I'm so fucking great, but no matter what I do, everyone's gonna be like, well, you were born on third and a half base. I'm thrilled. Would never switch with anyone that is born into the opposite situation to me. My parents both lost a parent extremely young. My mom lost her mom when she was 5.
Yeah.
And my dad lost his dad at 15. And I had a real fear of my parents dying as a kid. I would actually argue that a lot of my joy and optimism and happiness that is in me and what you can pick up on in person through all the videos has a lot to do with the fact that I think when I got to 18 and it didn't happen, I was like, yes, like I'm just hyped. But here I am as a 49-year-old man and I'm even getting emotional right now. I just don't want it to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah, my parents are 20 years older than me. They're my friends.
Yeah.
They're not even my parents,
And you spent a lot of like quality time with them, like working.
Yeah. Like I'm very integrated with my parents.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's beautiful.
My mom is like, tough to describe. She's just different. It was just a perfect storm. I had very unique parents, an incredibly unique mother. So the combination of them, and then the combination of just how gritty my upbringing was. Like it was, again, you can only immigrants in real immigrant environments in today's age can really even capture the essence of just the sheer hard work. Like I did child labor, bro. I don't know what else to tell all of you. Like I was 14 fucking years, and by the way, I was 14 and I was the size of a 7-year-old. My number one wish for every person on earth is that they're born into a family with very little, but ridiculous levels of joy and love in the house. Because by the time they're 10, 20, whether they realize or not, they have been taught that money has absolutely no impact on happiness. And I think that is the gift of gifts. And that's what I had. I now run in circles where it's A players hanging out with A players, right? These fucking A players are just a bunch of fucking 6th grade girls. I'm stunned by how many titans that everyone here looks up to, that seemingly look like gangsters on podcasts and the internet. How many of them are ravaged with envy and jealousy of some other guy or gal that's making a couple of more bucks? And at these dinners where people get into fucking talking shit about other winners, I am the most consistent voice. I let it go for a little while, and then somewhere in about 20 to 30 minutes in, I will always find my opening. I'm like, yo, just real quick, like, you talking shit is not going to stop that person. And in fact, all you're really doing is you're looking like an inferior player. Cheer for other winners. Now, if someone's a bad person doing bad things, that's right. But I'm just talking about good old-fashioned fucking jealousy.
Yeah.
Winners fucking win, regardless of what the comments say, regardless of what governments try to do. Like, winners fucking win, bro.
To get philosophical here, have we gone a little off with the business world and business leadership where it's growth at all costs and profit and that's all you must do?
No, I actually think we're in the nicest place we've ever been. Do you know what 1984 looked like? I think culture has become so ridiculously entitled and soft, and we collectively are a bunch of pusses and we cry about ludicrous things. At the same token, to your point, I do not believe fear is the useful weapon of choice to get things done. I think both can be true.
Yeah, because you're pretty positive in your messages.
I'm incredibly positive, but I also deeply believe that entitlement has become a disease.
What's the way out?
The way out is consequences. See, the reason I don't worry about it is I know one thing about business. Business is not education system. Business is not the political system. Business is not parenting. Business is not all these other things. Business is, if you over coddle and you over entitle, you go out of business and everyone gets fired. I want to run this place wildly positive and good, and I feel great about the culture we have. But at the same token, if I let it get too far to any side, it breaks. And if it breaks, we go out of business.
Yeah, and then more people suffer.
Yeah, the whole, and listen, you're talking to someone who disproportionately his kryptonite and disproportionately the F on his report card as a CEO, entrepreneur, and business owner has been his inability to fire people. Just because once feelings start to develop, once I care, once I know what Liz wants I know these things, it's hard.
That separates you though from the other side of the CEO where they're like, they'll let go of 600 people.
Yeah.
Which is just like anti-human.
Yeah, but it's really not anti-human if it's saving 18,000 jobs. Like, this is real shit. Like, I'm gonna say it again, like, this sucks.
Do you think that's something that people don't think about when any form of leadership is
I don't think people think about anything but themselves. I think empathy, compassion, and sympathy are the great underused energies of the human being. No shit, a worker at a factory is not gonna give a fuck because he's worried or she's worried about their family, and I understand that. But the lack of empathy and compassion is why the whole world sucks. If you look at the seed of which creates unhappiness for humans, it is the lack of empathy and compassion. There is nothing that happens in culture, in the world, that I think is black and white, not one thing. I do not understand how anyone can look at the world completely in blue and completely in red. I laugh at the hypocrisy of my fellow Americans at scale. I've watched people over the last 10 years change their point of view on things they believe deeply in their soul just to be fully red or fully blue. I look down on that. I look at that as weakness.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's purple.
It's fucking purple as shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing more purple. And business is purple. And being a CEO is purple. So laying off 800 people, that is not like, people don't do that for ha 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 for fun. Every single CEO in the world is sitting around right now and saying, if I don't tighten up and get AI put in place, a company I'm competing with will do that. They will beat me, and I'm gonna lay off 8,000 people, not 800 people.